Imagine trying to sleep in a cramped room where 10 people breathe, whisper, and shift in the dark. Your family, servants, and perhaps a weary traveler share the same air. In 13th century England, this was an everyday reality. Privacy was a luxury unknown to most. Night did not belong to individuals but to the entire household. To grasp life in medieval England, one must abandon modern notions of personal space. Today, homes are sanctuaries of solitude, separate bedrooms, quiet corners. Yet in the 1200s, ordinary dwellings were often just single rooms, where most rural homes were small timber structures, crafted with a technique known as wattle and daub. Wooden frames filled with woven sticks, coated in mud, clay, straw, and animal dung sealed the walls. Thatched roofs made of straw or reeds provided some insulation, but drafty gaps allowed smoke to escape. Chimneys were rare, so smoke from a central hearth drifted upward, filtering through the roof. Inside, the room served multiple purposes. By day, it transformed into a kitchen, workshop, dining area, and social space. A fire burned in the heart of the home, used for cooking and warmth. Pots hung above the flames, while benches and simple stools surrounded the fire. Tools, baskets, and spinning wheels cluttered the space, a testament to the day's labor. As darkness descended and the fire dimmed, this very room became the sleeping quarters for all. Beds, as we envision them, were scarce. Instead, families relied on simple straw mattresses called palaces, sacks stuffed with straw, dried grass, or leaves. By day, these were rolled up, making way for work. By night, they blanketed the floor. The floor itself was often strewn with rushes, dried plants that softened the hard earth and absorbed moisture. But over time, they collected scraps, dust, and droppings. Fresh layers were added, rather than complete replacements, creating an unkempt layer beneath. Sleeping arrangements were intimate by today's standards. Parents and children often shared the same mattress or huddled together under a single blanket. Personal space was a foreign concept. The cold winters of England made such closeness necessary. In larger manors or the homes of wealthier farmers, a grand central hall served as the household's core. This great hall was where meals were taken, visitors welcomed, and business conducted. At night, servants slept directly on the floor, often near the hearth for warmth or wrapped in cloaks. Travelers seeking refuge might join them, making this space a crowded sanctuary. A single room could easily hold a dozen sleepers, with sharing beds extending beyond family. In this culture, a bed was a communal object. Historical accounts tell of guests, servants, and acquaintances sharing beds, driven by necessity rather than intimacy. For wealthier families, one small retreat from the bustling hall existed, a solar, usually on an upper floor. Here, the lord and his family found slight separation from the activity below, yet privacy remained elusive. Servants entered regularly, delivering food. Nighttime within these homes was a symphony of sounds. The crackling fire, whispers, snoring, coughs, and wind against the walls. Darkness swiftly enveloped the room once the fire dimmed. Candles, expensive and reserved for important tasks, left many to navigate the night in shadows. In this close-knit life, discomfort was an unfamiliar concept. To them, it was simply the world as it was. Contrary to modern imaginations of medieval England filled with filth, reality was nuanced. Hygiene in the 1200s differed vastly from today, yet people were not indifferent. They understood the value of washing and fresh air. Water was accessible from rivers, streams, and village wells, vital for drinking and washing. However, heating water consumed time and resources, making daily full-body baths impractical. Instead, medieval people practiced partial washing. Each morning, they washed hands and faces from a small basin, often before meals. In wealthier homes, servants delivered bowls and towels to clean hands at the table, crucial for the many meals eaten with fingers. Soap existed but lacked modern refinement, made from animal fat mixed with alkaline substances. These coarse soaps helped to remove grease and dirt, while plain water aided in washing the body. Bathing typically occurred in wooden tubs, often large barrels warmed over the hearth. Due to the labor of heating water, many shared bath water. This method, while unpleasant by today's standards, was a practical means of conserving fuel. Public bathhouses thrived in towns, offering heated water and thorough washing, though their popularity waned due to health concerns. Clothing played a key role in hygiene. Linen undergarments were changed more frequently than outer garments. These shirts absorbed sweat and oils, making regular washing crucial for cleanliness in a world that lacked daily baths. Laundry was demanding work, clothes scrubbed in wooden tubs, beaten against stones to remove dirt, then hung outside to dry. Sunlight and fresh air were essential not only for drying but for fighting unpleasant. Hair care was also paramount. Daily combing removed dirt and lice, aided by fine combs of bone or wood. Lice plagued all classes, yet regular grooming helped mitigate infestations. The interior of homes posed hygiene challenges too. As rushes accumulated dirt, periodically, rushes were replaced, sometimes mixed with herbs to mask odors. Even in large manors, cleanliness was a persistent challenge. Animals wandered indoors, bringing mud, while smoke coated walls and ceilings with soot. Dust and dirt were unavoidable, yet people were conscious of their surroundings. Household manuals from later centuries advised sweeping floors, airing bedding, and striving for cleanliness. One daunting challenge was human waste. Rural homes rarely had dedicated toilets. Chamber pots were the norm, emptied outside in the morning. In castles and larger buildings, primitive toilets called guardrobes dropped waste into pits or moats below. Though unsanitary by today's standards, they reflected attempts to manage waste. Despite limitations, medieval people valued appearance and respectability, where clean hands, tidy clothing, and groomed hair signified good character. In a world where sleep is often shared and personal space is a distant dream, the essence of community thrives in the heart of medieval England. Here, basic hygiene becomes a matter of dignity, woven into the fabric of crowded living conditions. The concept of privacy is foreign, even to the wealthiest. Life unfolds in a tapestry of shared experiences, meals, work, and sleep intertwining in a communal rhythm. The homes of ordinary villagers remain simple, often a single multi-purpose room where families gather. Parents, children, and elderly relatives coexist in a space devoid of solitude. Conversations, disputes, and laughter echo, a constant reminder of their proximity. Yet, in wealthier households, the atmosphere shifts. Grand manors and castles rise around the Great Hall, a vibrant center of life where the pulse of the household beats. Long wooden tables invite families and servants alike to share meals, while benches line the walls. A massive hearth dominates the room, its flames flickering as life unfolds around it. Servants scurry about, delivering food, while craftsmen repair tools, and discussions of land and law fill the air. As night descends, the Great Hall transforms into a sleeping space, a sanctuary for weary bodies.